Hey guys, Fox Airsoft HD here. Today we got the review of the WE Tech Glock 17 gas blowback airsoft pistol. I received this in a trade with my friend, and he's got a YouTube channel named 276merc. Link is in the description, and there will be an annotation on your screen. So please go check out his channel, help him out, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Depending on where you purchase this gun from, you'll either get it in two separate pieces, or you will get it complete in a box like this one. This is just a simple box with a Glock on the front, nothing much. Inside you got your manual, which is pretty useless, seeing that it pretty much states all the obvious things like the magazine, slide, and stuff like that. But it actually is helpful because it does have a parts diagram list, which will help you out if you break something or if you need spare parts. And then obviously you got the gun and one magazine. My first impressions of the gun is that it's pretty lightweight. It still has some weight on the slide, which is pretty much all the weight, that and the magazine, but overall it feels really good in your hand, just like every Glock, so let's go into this. Starting off with the lower frame, we've got the WE logo where the real one would have the Glock. We've got the serrations, texture and stippling all around the pistol grip, which makes it feel really comfortable. You've also got that thumb hole groove, which has your thumb sit nice and comfortably, and overall the Glock is a very ergonomic and comfortable design. You've also got your slide release and disassembly pull tabs and trigger, which we'll go over in just a second. Overall, the quality of the plastic is pretty high quality for a replica, and it's pretty matte black too. It's not shiny like some of the other airsoft Glocks are. It's a really nice plastic body. You can see there is a seam, but I mean it's not too bad. It's still really high quality plastic and you don't really have to worry about it. Over here we've got our magazine release. Obviously it sticks out just fine for me. It is a Gen 3 lower frame, and WE has made a Gen 4, but I got this in a trade, so whatever. On your trigger, you have a trigger safety, so you can't pull the trigger back unless you activate that safety, which is great, so the gun won't drop fire or snag in one of your holsters or on your gear or anything, so you don't have to be worried about that. You also have a tactical rail for mounting accessories like flashlights and lasers, all that good stuff. And one thing that differentiates the Airsoft from the Glock is actually one thing, and that's the serial plate. They actually took the serial plate design and made it into a safety that actually works. I mean, I don't really care about it. It's not realistic, but it doesn't matter. It is kind of hard to get off unless you have really long nails, which I do not. So that's one thing to note. But that's pretty much it on the lower. It does have some cool trademarks, which we'll go over right now. So over here we got WE's trademarks in a Glock style. It says Made in Taiwan, WE Tactical Company Limited. And then on the bottom it says gas blowback system with your serial number, which isn't unique, but whatever. And then again you see all the nice texturing and stippling, as well as the really matte and high quality polymer. It's pretty nice and I have no problem with it. Moving on to the upper slide, you've got serrations which help your hand not slip off when you're pulling back the slide. Really nice. As well as the slide release, which functions just like the real thing. Very nice, crisp sound when you're putting it back, and works flawlessly. So when you're running out of ammo, it locks back, pop in another mag, and you're good to go. Your sights are your standard Glock sights, the U, or the half square with the dot in the front. You could replace it with Tokyo Marie's night sights if you want to, but these work just as they're supposed to. The slide is metal itself, and it's not really a bluish color like it might look on camera. It's actually a really nice gunmetal compared to the black lower, so it's kind of like the real thing and looks nice. Looking over the trades on the gun, they're not exactly like the Glock, but they're pretty close. It says G17 Tactical 9x19 instead of Glock 17 Austria 9x19. Pretty close, I don't really care, looks good enough for me. But yeah, that's it. Moving on to the other side, you have even more trademarks. You have the Austrian proof marks, just like the real one. You also have a serial number that's actually not unique. It's pretty much the same on all of them, and it does match with the lower if you're wondering. Also have it on the slide. It says the Austrian proof marks and the WE logo. Again, the serial number is not unique. It's the same on every model. As you can see, the slide does kind of wear out when you put it on a holster, and it does scratch up pretty easily. I also removed the orange tip on it, so it's pretty good. Easily removable if you were wondering. With like a hairdryer or hot water, you get the deal. There is one major design flaw on the WE Glock 17 that can be a problem for you. The width on the gun is actually a lot fatter, or a little bit fatter than the actual Glock. What this means is that molded holsters specifically for the Glock 17, such as Serpas and any others, will not fit this WE Glock 17. So please do not buy a Serpa holster for a Glock 17 because it won't fit this WE. It's just too fat and it just won't fit in there, obviously, because it's molded. You can work around this, so they actually make Glock Serpas for Glock 20s and Glock 21s, which will fit this Glock 17. So make sure if you're getting any Serpa, don't get a Glock 17 Serpa. It will not fit the WE. Get a Glock 20 or Glock 21 Serpa for this. So yeah, let me just tell you that so you don't screw up and waste money. Now, going over the magazines, you know, WE has a reputation for having pretty crappy magazines, and my experience with this one is kind of so-so. I mean, it hasn't screwed up on me yet, but some stuff have. You have your release valve for your gas, so when you're out of gas and you have extra one, you just push that and the gas will release. You also have these numbers, which on the real one actually show how many rounds you have left. These ones are just for authenticity, I guess. They don't really do anything. Pretty cool. The bottom plate is plastic, and you might want to worry about that. You don't want it to drop and crack, so you might want to pay attention to having the magazine drop in your hand and not on the floor. You also have your gas valve for inserting the gas, which we'll do when we shoot the gun. Now, moving on to the spring and the follower is where I had my issues. The spring works just fine. It goes all the way down like it's supposed to, like on any Airsoft magazine, but the follower actually broke off. And the follower is like a really cheap plastic, so I guess once it sprang up, it cracked. As you can see right there. I mean, one thing also to note, when you pull it down, it doesn't lock to the side like some magazines like KWA. You actually have to leave it down there, and it's kind of hard to load BBs with one thumb while holding the other one down, and it kind of digs into your nails, so that's something to think about. Kind of hurts, but doesn't really matter. But as you can see, the follower is broken off, so if I take down the spring, which I'll do right now, pull down the spring, the follower still stays because it's broken, as you can see right there. So I actually have to push it in when I load my BBs and release it. Not that big of an issue, but I mean, come on, WE. Actually make good quality plastic on that, because that's what it's supposed to do, and me accommodating for it is not good. As you can see, I actually bought an extra magazine for it, or I received it in a trade. So yeah, that's always good, but the same issue happened with the other magazine. And looking at other YouTube reviews of this gun, it seems like a lot of people are having the same issue. So it's one thing to think about, not really a huge issue. I mean, you could work around it, but again, just telling you up front that the magazines do have some issues. This assembly is really simple on any Glock. Just take out your magazine like always, rack the slide which engages the internal hammer, and then what you're going to want to do is take these two tabs on either side and pull them both down at the same time, releasing the slide easily. And there you go, they're both separated. The lower frame is very lightweight without the weight of the metal slide and metal magazine. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. You got the internal hammer just like the real Glock, and it works just as the real thing. Have no problems with that. So right now we're just going to go over the upper slide because that's where all the parts are located, and that's what you're most likely going to clean when you disassemble this gun. The next step to disassembling the upper slide is to remove the spring and inner and outer barrel. So to remove the spring, all you have to do is lift up on it and yank it out. Easy as that. It might be stiff at first, but don't be afraid to lift it up and take it out. So I'll demonstrate that right now. So just pull it up and it'll come out. Just like that. And there you have your spring and your spring rod or follower. The next step is to push up on the inner barrel and disconnect it from the BB follower. So just push it up like so. And then the next step is to take the inner and outer barrel at the same time, push them both up, and then, push them both in, up, and then out, just like so. So let me demonstrate it. So in, up, and then out. In, up, out. Just like that, and now you got your inner and outer barrel. The outer barrel is metal, and so is the inner, obviously. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of wear and tear on the upper part. There's a lot of contact between the slide and that, as well as the barrel, so it does scratch up a bit, and it is visible once you put the barrel in, so it's something to think about. I don't really care about it, but it does kind of ruin the look, I guess, a little bit, unless you like a wear and tear kind of look. So that's pretty much it on the inner and outer barrel. One thing I've noticed is that some people had their barrel crack on them once removing the orange tip. As you can see, I do have a little crack there, and I'm wondering if it is going to break off, because I've seen a lot of people's barrel break off in YouTube videos. So I might upgrade to a garter barrel, but I'm just going to wait till this one craps out on me, and then I'll get that, because some people have had that issue, and it's probably going to happen to me too. Now, to reassemble the WE Glock 17, you just have to repeat everything in reverse order. So take your barrel and inner barrel and put them back in, and just push them up and then back down, and lock the inner barrel into the BB follower like so. Make sure everything's nice and tight, and then we'll move on right now. Now take your spring and spring follower, and this might be the tough part. You're gonna have to put it back in where it came from. As you can see, the circle isn't a complete circle. It actually is cut off at the top like a square, and so is the BB rod. As you can see here, it's not a complete circle, so you might have some trouble trying to fit it in because you won't see that, and I actually discovered it. So as you can see, the end of the BB follower is also cut off, and that's where you actually have to insert it in, push in, and then back. So I had some trouble with it because I didn't see that cut off at the top, so make sure you see that. Next, you're just going to push it in, and this might be tough at first, but it just needs some work, and then it does it. So just keep pushing in. If it's not going in, don't really push it hard because you might snap it. Just keep moving it, and then it'll give, as you can see here, and then just push back. And then push it down and make sure everything is nice and good to go. Now, putting the slide back onto the lower frame is probably the easiest thing out of any gun model. Just put the slide in, rack it back, and it's just like the real Glock. Now I'm ready to shoot, so I got both my mags loaded up, and we're going to insert some green gas in there. So if you're new to Airsoft, or you just got your first class blowback pistol, a magazine holding 25 rounds should take around 5 to 6 second charge, as you can see here. And to the second one. You will have some leftover gas, so you could reload and you'll be good to go for like another half mag. So accuracy at 25 feet is pretty decent. Most of the time with a pistol, you're not going to be that far away. It's mostly for CQB. So, I mean, it's pretty good. And it's got a nice accuracy at 25 feet. So let's move over to 50 feet. So there you have it. Accuracy at 25 to 50 feet is excellent, as you can see, and that's pretty much where you're going to be engaging at with a sidearm, because it's mostly meant for CQB or CQC. So accuracy is excellent, and let's just conclude this video now. So that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, subscribe, and go like my Facebook fan page. Thanks, and see you guys in the next review.